Alright everybody, we're going to keep putting my knowledge to the test on Jeopardy Deluxe Edition for the SNES. So in the previous segment, which is Jeopardy for the SNES, I pulled off a $25,000 win, and Tiger has joined me. Hey kitty! Here we go, Jim and Jenny are my opponents in the Jeopardy round. Here we go. We have these are 6 categories. Ballet. Starts me with M-E in quotation marks. Architecture. Nicknames. Middle East. And finally, dogs. I'll start things off with architecture for 100.
The answer is...
If a church's interior is cruciform, it's shaped like this. What is a cross? Architecture for 200.
The answer is...
Found in Gothic architectures, these supports can be clasping or flying. What are buttresses? Architecture for 300.
The answer is...
The term for a round hall surmounted by a dome. The U.S. Capitol has a famous one. I think I know, but I'm going to hold back. Jim. A rotunda, and that was my guess. Oh well. Alright, dogs for 100.
The answer is...
Many puppies of this black and white spotted breed are born deaf. What is a Dalmatian? Dogs for 200.
The answer is...
The cattle dogs that followed this empire's legions evolved into the Rottweiler. Jenny. Oh, she doesn't know. Let's see if Jim knows this. Nope, he doesn't. Well, I don't know, so I'm not buzzing in. The Roman Empire. Alright. Dogs for 300.
The answer is...
Beagles and Harriers were bred to chase and flush out these mammals. Jenny. And she doesn't know again. Jim. He doesn't know either, so he's going to join Jenny in the hole. I have a hunch, but I think I'm going to hold back. Rabbits, and that was my guess. Oh well. Dogs for 400.
The answer is...
You have them all over your body, but a dog has them only in the pads of its feet and nose. Its feet and its nose. Jenny. Sweat glands. Oh, okay. Nicknames, 100.
The answer is...
This daredevil's real first name is Robert. Evil, an alteration of evil, is a nickname. Who's Evel Knievel? I'll take nicknames for 200.
The answer is.
Nickname of New York City gangster Jack Diamond, a man who took 4 separate hits to kill. Jim. Legs Diamond. He's out of the hole now. Architecture 400.
The answer is.
From the Greek for one stone, it's a structure of a one solid piece like an obelisk. What is a monolith? Architecture for 500.
The answer is.
The 3 classical orders of Greek architecture were Doric, Ionic, and this. What is Corinthian? Up to $1,400 now. Let's go ahead and take dogs for 500.
The answer is.
The name for this type of dog is from French for Old French for Spaniard. What is a spaniel? Nickname's 300. Answer there, the Daily Double. I'm just going to do 300 on this clue. Nickname of John Burks Gillespie. Oh, I could have gone more. What was Dizzy? Nickname's 400.
The answer is.
To tell the truth, Dennis Edgar Rudolph Parker made this nickname his legal name. What was Charlie? I don't know. Painless Parker. Oh, okay. Middle East 100.
The answer is.
War broke out on September 22nd, 1980 when fighter bombers from this nation attacked 10 Iranian airfields. What is Iraq? Let's go with Middle East for 200.
The answer is.
The building of Aswan High Dam in the 1960s was financed by loans from this country. What is the United Kingdom? Or no? Yeah, let's say what's the UK. No, I bet it's the good old US of A. Yeah, it's the USSR. Okay, so I was wrong either way. Starts with me for 100.
The answer is.
Seen in August, the Perseids are this type of shower. What is a meteor? Starts with me for 200.
The answer is.
Sap-sucking insect named for a white, sticky cornmeal-like powder found on its body. Oh! Jim beat me. The mealy bug. I knew that. Middle East 300.
The answer is.
Of all the Arab countries, this one has the highest percentage of Christians, about 40%. What is Israel? No. Lebanon. Oh, you're... Starts with me for 300.
The answer is.
St. Jerome was critical of those who used the end to justify these. The means. Starts with me for 400.
The answer is.
Siena College basketball games were once closed to the public due to this disease. What are the measles? Starts with me for 500.
The answer is.
An extreme U-bend in a river, or to wander aimlessly and idly without fixed direction. What is meander? Let me have Middle East 400.
The answer is.
This country's national airline is Alia. I'm going to say, what is Saudi Arabia? No, not Saudi Arabia. Oh, it's Jordan. Okay. Ballet for 100.
The answer is.
Frederick Ashton played one of the ugly stepsisters in this ballet he choreographed. What is Cinderella? Ballet for 200.
The answer is.
Susan Yaffe performed part of this expiring bird ballet at George Bush's inaugural gala. What is Swan Lake? I'll take ballet for 300.
The answer is.
The Moors Pavane is a ballet of love, death, and betrayal based on this play. What is Othello? A ballet for 400.
The answer is.
In the ballet Sylvia, this goddess of the hunt mortally wounds the villain with an arrow. Forgot. Oh, wait, nah, it dawned on me. Diana, and that was my hunch. Middle East 500.
The answer is.
1941, Syria gained its independence from this European country. What is France? Uh-huh. Ballet 500.
The answer is.
A pas poisson is a movement in which a dancer bends her body like one of these creatures. What is a fish? Last clip.
The answer is.
Jessica Rabbit's hairstyle mimicked the style of this peekaboo girl. Who is Veronica Lake? So I have $4,100, Jim $1,200, Jenny $900. So she'll go first in Double Jeopardy.
Here are the
We have these as our 6 categories. Celebrity marriages, patriotic songs, U.S. history, medicine, got classical music, and finally, wrap it up with sports. Jenny, you go first. Medicine for 200.
The answer is.
This contagious illness, also known as varicella, attacks children, not poultry. What is chickenpox? Medicine for 400. Daily double. Though the Salk vaccine can help prevent this disease, no drug has been found that will cure it. What is polio? 600.
The answer is.
Labyrinthitis. Labyrinthitis is an inflammation of the inner part of one of these. What are ears? 800.
The answer is.
After this couple discovered radium in 1898, it was widely used to treat cancer. Who are the Curies? This would put me right at $10,000. 1,000.
The answer is.
You can get this disease, also called hydrophobia, by breathing in a cave full of infested bats. What is rabies? Up to $11,000, and I'm in charge of the next selection, which will be celebrity marriages for 200.
The answer is.
This Oscar winner married 2 actresses, Dixie Lee and Katharine Grant. Who is Bing Crosby? Celebrity marriages 400.
The answer is.
This Olympic gold medalist was once married to the late Dean Paul Martin. Who is Dorothy Hamill? Let's go celebrity marriages for 600.
The answer is.
Bruce Willis is married to this star of A Few Good Men and Indecent Proposal. Who is Demi Moore? $800.
The answer is.
In 1981, David and Elizabeth Emanuel became world famous as designers of her wedding gown. Who is Princess Diana? Celebrity marriages for 1,000.
The answer is.
She was the widow of Florence Ziegfeld when she played a witch in The Wizard of Oz. Who's Billy Burke? Up to $14,000. Classical music for 200.
The answer is.
Berlioz neglected his medical study in this capital to spend his nights at the opera. What is Paris? Classical music 400.
The answer is.
Leopold Mozart, who was the distant relative of Wolfgang, was a famous composer too. Who was his grandfather? Classical music for 600.
The answer is.
1940 Disney film with the music of Bach, Beethoven, Stravinsky, Schubert, and Mussorgsky. What is Fantasia? Classical music 800.
The answer is.
This master composer of ballets was a leading Russian composer of the late 19th century. Who's Tchaikovsky? Classical music for 1,000.
The answer is
Prokofiev's piece about a little Homo sapiens and a Canis lupus. What is Peter and the Wolf? Up to $17,000. Let's go with patriotic songs for 200.
the answer is
Song that begins, Father and I went down to camp along with Captain Gooden. What is Yankee Doodle? Patriotic songs for 400.
the answer is
Hymn that begins from the hills of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. What is the Battle Hymn of the Republic? No. But I do have a big leader now, $16,800. It's the Marine Hymn. Oh, okay. U.S. History, 200.
the answer is
British King and his Queen Elizabeth, who were the first British monarchs to visit the U.S. I'll say who is George VI. Yep. 400.
the
Yes,
answer
history.
is
On July 4th, 1917, an American colonel spoke these words at Lafayette's tomb in Paris. What are Lafayette, we are here. U.S. history for 600.
the answer is
In the south, the battles of Bull Run were known as the Battles of this. What is Manassas? U.S. history 800.
the answer is
And on April 23rd, 1968, students began to take over buildings on the campus of this Ivy League university. What is Harvard? Columbia. Oh, Columbia University in New York. U.S. history 1000.
the answer is
This Pennsylvania's nickname comes from its place in the center of the original 13 colonies. What's the Keystone State? $600 for the other category of patriotic songs. Daily Double! K.L. Bates wrote Oh Beautiful for Spacious Skies after a visit to this Colorado peak. What is Pikes Peak?
At least you got my old state right.
Got that right. Yep, 800.
the answer is
Otherwise, I'd have been in big trouble. In the Georgian co-op song, it's the emblem of the land I love. What is You're a Grand Old Flag? 1,000.
The answer is
Irving Berlin's song about soldiers going to Europe during World War I. Over there. Sports for 200.
the answer is
While a Golden Gloves winner is a boxer, a Gold Glove winner plays this sport. What is baseball? $400.
the answer is
Hooker and Scrumhalf are positions in this British sport that resembles football. What is soccer? Oh, I bet it's rugby. Foop. Jim doesn't know. Think Aruba. Does Jenny know this? It's rugby, yep. $600.
the answer is
You won't find Frank Zamboni in the Hockey Hall of Fame, but you can see a Zamboni resurface this. Jim doesn't know again. Ice.
the answer is
Named for a female tennis champ, this thoroughbred was racing's lead money winner in 1974. Chris Evert. Now the last clue.
the answer is
Italian Klaus DiBiase won Olympic gold medals in the summers of 68, 72, and 76 in this sport. Let's see if Jenny knows this any better than I do. Nope, she doesn't know. She'll finish with $2,300. Jim? Platform diving. He'll go up to $2,800. And I have $37,000 as we play Final Jeopardy. And what perfect timing, too, because my camera's low on battery. The category is organizations. I'm going to go $3,000. The senior citizens group founded by Maggie Cohn in 1970 was likened to black militants. I'll say who are the Black Panthers. And Alice.
the Final Jeopardy answer is
Is it the Black Panthers? No, the Gray Panthers! Oh, well. Let's see how everybody did. Jenny got it wrong. She drops down to $1,000. Did Jim come up with Gray Panthers? He did. He's at $5,600. He doubled his money. I said the Black Panthers. But I finished with $34,000. That's not bad. See you all for that next segment.